Can you believe it? Before becoming legendary figures, many successful people started with the most ordinary jobs. Jeff Bezos worked as a grill cook at McDonald's. Donald Trump collected empty bottles, and Brad Pitt dressed up as a chicken mascot for a restaurant chain. Some people sold ice cream, delivered newspapers, worked as bar security, or even worked as debt collectors and kitchen assistants on ships. But instead of settling for these jobs, they used them as motivation to break free, push their limits, and reach the top. If you're feeling stuck in your current job, remember that anyone can achieve greatness, as long as they never give up. On June 5, 1911, a young man named Nguyen Tat Ton, later known as Ho Chi Minh, left Ben Na Rong to embark on a journey to find a way to liberate his nation. His first job was as a kitchen assistant on the French ship Amiral La Touche Treville. Every day, he had to clean the kitchen, stoke the furnace, carry coal, and transport food from the ship's storage to the kitchen. Tough and exhausting tasks. Yet, with an eagerness to learn and unshakable determination, he turned these difficult years into the foundation for his revolutionary career, which would later lead to Vietnam's independence. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, one of the biggest companies in the world, started his first job as a McDonald's cook when he was a teenager. He recalled that the biggest challenge was keeping up the pace during peak hours. That experience taught him crucial lessons about business and organization, which later helped him build a trillion-dollar empire. Despite being born into a wealthy family, Donald Trump was not spoiled. As a child, he and his brother were taken to construction sites by their father to collect empty soda bottles for small change. Though the job paid little, it taught him the value of hard work and money, lessons that stayed with him throughout his life. Before becoming the highly respected Pope he is today, Pope Francis went through many different jobs. According to Catholic news sources, he once worked as a laboratory assistant, cleaned floors, served as a doorman, and even worked as a bartender. From these humble beginnings, he gradually rose to become the supreme leader of the Catholic Church. Michael Bloomberg, parking lot attendant. Before becoming a renowned investor and politician, Michael Bloomberg worked as a parking lot attendant to pay for his college tuition. With no other option, he had to rely on hard work to pursue his dreams. After earning an MBA from Harvard University, Bloomberg entered Wall Street and eventually became one of the wealthiest people in the United States. Ellen DeGeneres, oyster shucker. Before rising to fame with The Ellen Show, Ellen DeGeneres worked various jobs, including waitress, bartender, vacuum cleaner salesperson, and even oyster shucker. In her memoir, she jokingly wrote, "If you live in New Orleans, you have to be an oyster shucker, right?" Barack Obama, ice cream scooper. Former U.S. President Barack Obama once worked at an ice cream shop in Honolulu as a teenager. During his 2012 re-election campaign, he even shared a Facebook post highlighting important milestones in his life, including this sweet first job. Adolf Hitler, aspiring painter. Before becoming the leader of Nazi Germany, Adolf Hitler dreamed of becoming an artist. In 1909, while living in Austria, he made a living by painting and selling small oil and watercolor pieces, mainly depicting landscapes and local architecture. These artworks were often sold to tourists and frame shops to help him survive during difficult times. Brad Pitt, mascot and flyer distributor. Brad Pitt's first job was far from glamorous. He had to dress up as a giant chicken, hand out flyers, and do whatever it took to attract customers to a fast food restaurant. He later took on another unusual gig as a stripper for car promotions. "My job was to drive single guys to parties, pick them up afterward, collect the money, and steal from the girls." Brad jokingly recalled about his tough early days before making it big in Hollywood. Elon Musk, lumber mill worker and boiler room cleaner. Before becoming a tech billionaire and the mastermind behind Tesla and SpaceX, Elon Musk worked on his cousin's farm and later at a lumber mill, earning $18 an hour. One of his toughest jobs was cleaning the boiler room of a factory, where he had to wear a full-body protective suit. In his autobiography, Musk recalled that 30 people started the job, but after just a week, only he and 2 others remained. Perhaps these early struggles helped shape his resilience and drive to one day conquer space. Rod Stewart, gravedige. It may sound like an odd connection, but before becoming a rock legend, Rod Stewart worked as a grave digger in a London cemetery to make ends meet. Though he feared ghosts and the idea of death, he pushed through the job because he needed the money. Eventually, he left grave digging behind, picked up his guitar, and traveled across Europe as a street musician. However, life on the road wasn't easy. He was even deported from Spain for being homeless. His journey from cemeteries to rock stages seems unbelievable, but it's all part of Rod Stewart's story. Richard Branson, bird breeder and tree seller. Billionaire Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group, showed his entrepreneurial spirit from a young age. At 11, he and his best friend tried breeding and selling budgies for profit. However, their plan quickly failed when the birds reproduced too fast for them to sell. Undeterred, Branson moved on to planting Christmas trees for resale. But this venture also ended in disaster when rabbits destroyed his entire crop before the trees could mature. Failure after failure. These early lessons in perseverance ultimately shaped Branson into one of the world's greatest entrepreneurs. 50 Cent, from drug dealer to rap legend. Born as Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent had a rough childhood. His mother, Sabrina, passed away when he was just 8 years old, leaving him to be raised by his grandparents. Growing up in Jamaica, Queens, an area notorious for crime, he started dealing drugs at the age of 12. After multiple arrests and time in a correctional facility, he made a life-changing decision to leave behind his criminal past and pursue music. That choice led him to become one of the most successful hip-hop artists of all time. Oprah Winfrey, grocery store clerk. Before becoming the first black female billionaire with a net worth of over $3 billion, Oprah Winfrey had an incredibly difficult childhood. As a teenager in Nashville, she worked at a small grocery store near her father's barbershop. From a young girl behind the cash register to the most influential media mogul in the world, Oprah proves that one starting point does not define their destiny. Sylvester Stallone, cleaning a wild animal cage. Before becoming Hollywood's ultimate action star, Sylvester Stallone had a rather terrifying job cleaning cages for wild animals. At 15, his classmates even voted him most likely to end up in the electric chair, a label he ironically seemed to embrace. In the 1960s, Stallone attended the University of Miami but dropped out to pursue acting. His first role? A part in an adult film. Few could have predicted that he would later become a legend with Rocky, the movie that changed his life forever. Eminem, dishwasher and cook. Before becoming the rap god, Eminem was just a regular guy washing dishes and cooking at Gilbert's Lodge to make ends meet. But life was anything but easy. Just days before Christmas, the same day his daughter, Haley, was born, Eminem was fired from his job. With only $40 in his pocket, facing a future with no money and no clear path forward, he picked up his pen and wrote Rock Bottom, one of the most raw and emotional rap songs about his darkest days. Hillary Clinton, park supervisor. In her autobiography, Hillary Clinton recalled that her first job outside of babysitting was as a park supervisor in Park Ridge when she was just 13 years old. Her responsibility? Pulling a cart full of balls and jump ropes around the park 3 days a week. Reflecting on that summer, she wrote, "My parents instilled in us a strong sense of independence and hard work. They wanted us to understand the value of money and the dignity of a job well done." The unexpected first jobs of famous people. Jack Ma, an English teacher before becoming a billionaire. Before co-founding Alibaba Group and becoming the richest man in China, Jack Ma started his career as an English teacher in Hangzhou. He has often emphasized how important a first job can be. Despite the modest salary, his time as a teacher helped him discover his personal talents and, more importantly, learn how to inspire and encourage others to grow. These stories prove that it doesn't matter where you start, it's what you learn along the way that shapes your success. Even the most unexpected jobs can play a crucial role in building a future of greatness.